Irish neutrality for a solution for partition. There's been a great deal of pressure for Ireland to join NATO. For instance, that must have arisen when you were foreign minister.
Yes, and I think that it could have been possibly the basis for discussion at that period of time. I don't think it is now. I think that the question of trading membership of NATO for reunification of the country wouldn't be acceptable in Ireland anymore. I think that NATO has itself acquired a rather evil reputation, largely because of its actions in helping the Portuguese against Angola, in supplying arms to South Africa, in collaborating with South Africa, oppressing people in other parts of the world. And as well as that, there is very strong anti-nuclear feeling in Ireland. We don't want to be involved in nuclear war. We think that nuclear war would be immoral and unjustifiable, and we don't want to be involved in it. So I think that now that this would not be on.
In your quest for peace, you've been very optimistic about the power of public opinion, and you said this: there's been a change in the center of gravity of power from governments to public opinion. Now, what exactly did you mean by that?
I think there's been, as a result of higher standards of education and of the electronic media, there's been a change in the center of gravity of power. I think that public opinion and the people, the ordinary people, are much better informed now than they were. They are much less inclined to accept willy-nilly the viewpoint of their governments. And they will form their own judgment, their own opinion, and they can exercise more power than they could before. The first concrete example of that was Vietnam. I think the Vietnam War was the first example of a full-blown war that was ended by public opinion in midstream.
Here again, you're very optimistic that the power of public opinion can stop the nuclear arms race. And certainly we've had enormous demonstrations in America and Europe. But still, it seems, cruise missiles are going to come into this country and into Europe. Now, how has public opinion stopped that?
Yes, well, I think that, you see, first of all, let's analyze it. These demonstrations were huge demonstrations. They've been organized with little or no resources. Merely a few people like me going around the world and asking people to protest against this, and people have reacted to that extent. Now, the next step is for people to react on a more longer-term basis and more firmly. I think one very important development is the developments in the churches.